Good evening, you're watching The Last Word. I'm Sanjana. In a country that needs to work on a lot of things like attitude, toxic masculinity in pop culture and Bollywood, better law and order and criminal justice system, the Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has now written to the Prime Minister pushing for a ban on all pornography because it adds to rising crimes against women. Now, there could be some merit in the argument, but does it also mean that all people watching pornography are criminals? It doesn't. So how is this going to help? That's exactly what we're going to be finding out tonight. Let me quickly introduce my panel this evening. I have Syed Afzal Abbas, leader of the JDU, Anuja Kapoor, criminal psychologist and lawyer, Dr. Harish Shetty, psychiatrist, Supreet K. Singh, co-founder of the Red Dot Foundation, Rahul Ishwar, author and activist. Thank you so much to my panel for joining us this evening. Before I jump into this, let me come to you, Syed Afzal Abbas. What was the thought process, or rather, what was the reason for the state government to actually think that pornography was perhaps the answer to curbing crimes against women in the state?
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी बात है कि जिस तरह से आज की आईटी का मिसयूज हो रहा है, इससे इनकार आप नहीं कर सकती है। छोटे छोटे बच्चों के हाथ में मोबाइल है। आज सरकारें जो हैं वो उठा के देती हैं कि यूनिवर्सिटी में वाईफाई की व्यवस्था की जाती है कि बच्चे पढ़ें, किताब पढ़ें। तो कहीं ना कहीं इससे ही लगता है कि कहीं ना इसका मिसयूज हो रहा है। हम आईटी के विरोध में नहीं है कि आईटी क्षेत्र के विरोध में नहीं है, लेकिन नीतीश कुमार जी का जो आज से पहले गोपालगंज में भी एक भाषण उन्होंने कहा था कि मैं प्रधानमंत्री को चिट्ठी लिखूंगा, इस पे बैन लगाया जाए। बिल्कुल मैं भी सहमत इस बात से हूं कि कहीं ना कहीं इसका छोटे बच्चों पे इंपैक्ट पड़ा। गार्जियन तो हमेशा अपने बच्चों के साथ वाच नहीं कर सकता कि बच्चे क्या कर रहे हैं। सबों के हाथ में मोबाइल, एंड्रॉयड फोन है। तो इस नाते से मैं समझता हूं कि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री ने कहा कि इस पे बैन लगाना चाहिए, और ताकि कम से कम ये प्रभाव करता है बच्चों पे कि बहुत से गांव में ऐसे बच्चे हैं। आप देखिए, कोई घटना घटती है, उसके बाद फौरन ये उसका रिकॉर्डिंग करके वायरल करना। आप रेप हुआ, कहीं लड़कियों के साथ छेड़खानी की गई, मोलेस्टेशन हुआ, और ग्रुप बना के बच्चे करे। कहीं ना कहीं इसको इनकरेज कर रहा था या कर रहा है। इस नाते मैं समझता माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने नरेंद्र मोदी जी को चिट्ठी लिखा कि इसको पॉर्न को बंद करना, टोटली बंद करना चाहिए। अभी केंद्र सरकार का मसला है, बंद करे ना करे, उनकी इच्छा के जो पीड़ित है, जो बिहार में घटना, सिर्फ बिहार ही नहीं, देश स्तर पर इससे क्राइम विमेन्स के और गर्ल्स के साथ जो क्राइम हो रहा है, तो इसको मद्देनजर उनके ज़हन में एक बात आई कि इसको चिट्ठी प्रधानमंत्री को लिखनी चाहिए। उन्होंने लिखा है, हम उनका स्वागत करते हैं। मैं समझता कि जो भी लिटरेट लोग हैं, जो भी समझदार हो, और उसके बाद एक और आपको कहते हैं कि इस सब के बावजूद भी सिर्फ ये पॉर्न बंद करने से रेप और बलात्कार नहीं होने वाला है। इसके साथ सामाजिक चेतना की जरूरत है। हम अपने बच्चों को निगरानी रखनी पड़ेगी कि मेरे बच्चे क्या कर रहे हैं। कहीं ना कहीं समाज में एक चेतना पैदा करने की आवश्यकता हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी बनती है, और खास करके अपने छोटे बच्चों पे हम अभिभावक की निगरानी जरूरी है। बाकी अब देखिए चिट्ठी का क्या असर होता है, क्या प्रधानमंत्री एक्शन लेते हैं, मैं इसमें कुछ नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन ये एक अच्छा मैसेज जा रहा है।
Anuja Kapoor, is this kind of action, or is this kind of solution, as the state government actually looks at it, aiming just for the low-hanging fruit as opposed to attacking the root of the problem?
Do you think this is the root of the problem? No. The problem and the root of the problem is in the state itself. Ask the UPCM. It is the problem in the law and order, which they are not being able to do it. It is the failure justice system, which they are not being able to take care of. The problem where it is coming is porn is just one of the ingredients, okay? Porn is just one of the, ask the alcohol. When we have an intoxication is there, when we have, there are many law and orders, problems are coming up. It is not that just the porn site is just one of the Q factor which could act as a catalyst at that very minute when there are many other catalysts which are also being present. Just banning something would not help you to go and eradicate crime, because eradication of a crime cannot help and eradicate one cue from that factor. The mindset is there. We also have to understand when the girls and the victims who are being raped in their own families, ask them, They are being seen, the children who see the other, these things have been happening. So there is a lot of victim shaming. Victims are being there in incest which has been happening in the family, the people who know about it. So it is not only where they're just talking about, because they don't want to do it, because the FIR, even if the girls are coming up and talking about it, it is not only the porn side, it's just this, they don't want to do the things around. So they want to just cut down the porn and they just want to put it ahead, and they say no. What happens? Rape happens when the porn sites were not even been there in the social media.
Right.
It is just this that they're talking about, because the porn is there, and it is just going to eradicate. I'm sorry. It has been happening from the long time, and the rapes have been happening. And it is irrespective of porn sites have been there or not. There are much larger factors. The drug addiction, the intoxication, the sexual gratification, which they are not being able to take out. There is a lot more things. It is the mapping of the brain. It is the genetics. The criminals are born. It is a Lombroso theory which comes up. So we have to understand this is not only the mitigating factor. It is about why the justice system, which has a lot of lacunas, rather than understand why the law and order is not being taken up in UP, don't go and shame the other things around because you are not being able to do it. We have to have a time-bound procedures, which has not been happening. When time-bound procedures are not been happening, death penalty should be scrapped. Because the death penalty should be scrapped, because it is no more bringing a justice to the system. POCSO law is again finished, because we need something which you can bring the justice system to that level. Even capital punishment also has it also has a life imprisonment also is one of the deterrents. Deterrence can only come not by making laws. Deterrence can come by implementing them.
Right.
And giving them a time-bound procedure. Pending of the cases should be left. It has to be the fast-track courts which you're talking. Sorry, porn sites. I'm one of the, you have been going outside India. We have talked about symposium and conclaves, and it is something really stupid.
Okay. Point taken. Rahul Ishwar
been a part of the criminal system.
Rahul Ishwar vehemently opposing and already wants to jump right in. Go ahead, Rahul. Go ahead.
2 points.
Yes,
One,
yes.
as an Indian citizen, I would like to thank Honorable Nitish Kumar ji for giving this suggestion, which is politically and liberally not right. There are two things. Boon boon se sagar banta hai. Drops and drops make the ocean. And please remember, there are multiple factors, as the earlier psychologist rightly pointed out. And please remember, let us distinguish between erotica and porn. Whereas child pornography, rape tube, is a serious issue. If you just go to Google and say rape tube, you can find umpteen number of sites which promote rape porn itself. Do we need to say that in the name of liberalism, we should encourage it? There are umpteen number of child pornography sites. Do we mean to say that in the name of liberalism, we should encourage this? As the earlier speaker said, yes, alcoholism is a problem, drug addiction is a problem, this perverted pornography is a problem. Let us not fail to address it in the name of pseudo-liberalism. See, ethical stand. Sex is connected to dharma in Indian culture. There is always ethics and family associated with it. And please remember, let us have that ethical framework and look at so-called more civilized and liberal nations. US and UK has more proportions of rape than India, and it is even pointed out by an eminent left liberal thinker like Amartya Sen. So please remember, rape has a lot of sociological construct and reasons, and perverted porn is one of it. Can any Indian touch their heart and say, shouldn't we not ban rape tubes in Google?
So let me understand this. Okay. Your point is well taken, Rahul Ishwar. Then your point, I understand that completely, which is why, of course, there is a crackdown, and there must be a crackdown on child pornography. That definitely what you're also saying. So then the topic also becomes about the kind of content that we're putting out, or the kind of pornography that the viewers are consuming. So then we're also looking at objectification of women. So then, Supreet Singh, if the concern is objectification of women, then shouldn't the focus also include movies that come out of Bihar, Bollywood, all kinds of misogynistic content?
Sanjana, yes, I agree. So firstly, I mean, a lot of people who are talking about why and what kind of content should come out, whether it should come out, whether it should be banned. So I seriously feel that banning information or content is never a solution to anything. I think we have much more graver issues, we have much more real-time problems, and we need to find many more sustainable solutions to why gender-based violence is increasing in India. And I think the responsibility, like you said, surely lies on the media, lies on the entertainment industry in the kind of content which is being churned out. I think objectifying of women, showing rape in conscious 10 to 15 minutes is something which needs to be seriously thought about. People need to be mindful about what they're putting out on the screens for the mass consumption, because somewhere I think we are a country which gets affected by what we see, and visual is something which stays with us. It is something that we all get influenced by. It is all something that we want to replicate in our lives.
Correct.
So you're right. I think we need to be, the entertainment industry needs to be much more mindful. You're right. But also, Sanjana, because we are talking about this, I think you spoke about the root cause. So, you know, the sustainable solution to something of like this is not information banning. I think we need to educate our children. We need to have sex education and gender sensitivity built into our education system. We need to have awareness on sexual harassment built into our education system, so that we are raising a generation which is much more mindful, which respects other genders, which values other lives and understands consent. Apart from that, I think Anjana said that we need to definitely have much more stricter implementation of the laws. We have brilliant set of laws protecting girls, women and children in our country, but we don't have law enforcers who will go all the way with it. We don't have a sensitive judiciary or authority which is going to create a safe ecosystem so that more victims can come forward and file reports. You know, that is very important, because that is actually going to keep the perpetrators on thinking again before they commit a crime like this. So apart from the system, apart from the legislation, apart from education systems, I think parents have a very big role also to play, because I think they are the first influences on any child's mind, whether it's a boy or a girl. So create a gender equal society, lead by example from home. Tell them how to respect each other. I think that is extremely essential. And you said it correctly, media houses, entertainment industry needs to be very sure that they're putting out things which they are accountable for and responsible for.
So you know, because what we're actually trying to understand here is...
And if I have a moment,
Sure, go ahead, Supreet.
So, something to go back on the law. Yesterday, if you all must have heard, the Tisazari court gave the verdict on Kuldeep Sengar's case of raping a minor in 2017.
That's
and the court very seriously clearly said that we have great systems, we have brilliant laws, but the problem they saw in this particular case was that the authorities were patriarchal in their approach towards the victim. They were insensitive, and that is one of the major reasons why crimes are rising, because victims are now not coming forward to report, and there are more and more criminals and perpetrators who are roaming around free. So I think these are a few things, these are three things we need to think about: education, implementation of laws, and a serious, responsible entertainment industry.
Right. So then using that as a jumping off point, because then Harish Shetty, if we actually need to focus on that, because then pornography has psychological effects. They have psychological effects on individual men and women who may or may not go out to commit these violent offenses. But the argument that it is generally a cause of crime, does it hold any water?
Absolutely no. One cannot view this crime with a linear scale. It's not cause and effect. It is a multifaceted activity, a complex activity. But there are certain reports which say that before an act of violence and sexual violence, the perpetrators had watched porn for some time. But you cannot attribute the action to porn alone. What is happening in the country is actually there is disconnection as a consequence of angst and globalization. There's anonymity, And at this point of time, when there's anonymity and disconnection, those who have latent psychopathic traits feel that they can do it and they can get away with it because nobody is watching. And as everybody said, the law enforcing agencies are not very strong. So it's a host of factors. Among teenagers, it's important to understand that those who are vulnerable, those who have sociopathic traits and conduct traits, have reported that before they molested or before they've done something wrong, they have watched a lot of porn. But banning porn does not actually help at all. And you can't ban porn. It will come back from some other sites.
Right.
You can't ban Netflix. You can't ban all those things. And so what is very important, you can regulate, but you look at all other factors which are more important than just porn. Reconnection, let's reconnect the society. Let's make men more responsible. Let's teach boys and girls that you need to intervene when there's a crime on the road or when there's an offense anywhere. You can't teach gender sensitization alone in the absence of all other offenses. You need to make people aware that they need to act in the neighborhood, on the street, in the colonies, in the housing societies if something goes wrong. And then I think this awareness where the community gets reconnected would help rapes to go down and to diminish, and a people's movement to see that the law enforcing agencies really are shaken and they change. The Indian Justice Report 2009 shows that a lot of posts of judges and police officers are not yet filled. So we don't need fast track courts. We need more judges, more police officers, and both the systems have to be accountable to the common man.
Okay, so then in that case, would you say, Anuja, that this awareness or this detachment from reality by just, bringing up a solution that maybe banning porn is the answer to ending crimes against women in Bihar is really a long shot, and actually the state government is missing the bus entirely when it comes to crimes against women?
Just tell me one thing, how many...
they have banned alcohol, but alcohol is available in Bihar.
We are billions and crores people are staying out here in India, and the problem which we are facing is, can we say that all of the people who are watching crimes or porn on their mobiles or wherever, they all are criminals? Are we putting this?
Absolutely.
That all the people who are watching porn, irrespective of gender, they all are criminals. What are they trying to say? Can they gendercize or can they sensitize on this thing? Can you just put a statistic on this thing? How can they just put something which can be so generalized that whoever is watching a porn and responsibility come together, okay? You are watching a porn, it is in your privacy, but what need to be done is, on the porn, when you're looking into it, there should not be a brutality which should be there on the content of it. That India can block. That can be done. But you just say that you do something. Today you put the ban on the porn. Next you take the mobiles of the children. What we're bringing a vacuum in the people's life. It is not that porn brings you into some sanity or something. It is there or it brings fun or extra spice in your life. But you just can't keep banning things, please. We have to understand that we have to educate ourselves more. As many panelists are talking about, the society needs to be towards sensitization, towards law making which can be fruitful, towards its execution, towards bringing a closure to one case. This will bring deterrence. Porn is just one effect, and it is only happening to those personalities who are a predator personalities or who believe that they can get away with the crime. It is, I'm sorry, if we put a thing on a generalized and we say that every person who is watching porn is going to rape a woman.
Or be a criminal.
I am so sorry on this.
Okay,
There is no data, there is no research, there is no statistics which can put a finger on this.
Absolutely. So then is it fair for us to generalize? Rahul Ishwar.
Two things. Please let us distinguish between erotica and perverted pornography. Everyone has seen erotica.
But Rahul Ishwar, who is to actually say the difference? Who is actually there to decide whether Who is going to
Yeah,
decide whether this is okay and this is not? Because quite
For
honestly,
example-
there are
for
so many films in Bollywood, so many films in the Indian space in our country alone that objectify and completely
That commodify
normalize rape culture.
Exactly. Exactly. And they commodify women, they objectify women. Yeah.
There
they
are no
can still
bans
be
on them.
debated. But I don't think anybody will support something like rape tube. See, erotica is different. We are a land of Kama Sutra. We are a land where temples even celebrate sexuality. But let us be realistic enough to distinguish it from perverted pornography or perverted kind of sexuality which promotes rape culture, which has rape tubes, which has violent sex, which has many kind of bad fetishes. Let us be ethically right enough and let us not be pseudo-liberal to say that, if we touch something like ban, everything is wrong, everything will fall down. Yes, erotica is a reality and everybody enjoys it. I am not a moralistic person and I don't intend to play moral police. At the same point of time, we should be responsible enough to know the internet is throwing up so many possibilities even for a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old. And there are many statistics which point out below 18 guys have committed a number of even gang rapes, even rapes in our nation. These are impressionable minds. So let us have the courage to say that let us ban such content of violent sex. Let us ban this kind of rape tubes. Let us ban child pornography. There is nothing wrong in it. No government is going to take erotica away. At the same point of time, let us classify it into violent rape tube kind of thing, and let us be ethically
Okay, but then that will require some serious classification, and that will also require some classification that will not be on the grounds of morality, Rahul Ishwar, because that is something that we need to consider. Let me also quickly bring in Syed Afzal Abbas, because जो ban था alcohol पे in Bihar, that has not worked out very well, क्योंकि we are not really seeing the delivered results or the desired results. पर क्या हो रहा है कि courts पे बहुत सारा pressure आ रहा है, because I have some statistics up here with me. Over 2 lakh cases have piled up and the Patna High Court is not quite pleased about this. क्या यही ban जो आप porn पे डालने वाले हो in your state, or of course as you're claiming that you want a countrywide ban, is also going to put pressure? So has the state government, has Nitish Kumar thought about what kind of ban, how they're going to overcome the fact that VPN is also possible, that people can access pornographic material from other platforms as well?
देखिए, सबसे बड़ी जहाँ तक अल्कोहल की बात आपने की, बिहार में पूरी तरह बैन है, लेकिन सवाल एक बात का है, देखिए हिंदुस्तान में कानून बहुत सारे बनाए गए। आप ये बताइए, कोई किसी की हत्या करता है तो क्या 302 का केस नहीं लगता? क्या हत्याएं बंद हो गई? आज भी हत्याएं हो रही है, लेकिन कानून जब बना है तो अगर हत्या करने वाला, मर्डर करने वाला 302 की दफा के अंदर वो सजा भुगतेगा। हाँ, ये मैं मानता हूं कि जिस तरह से बैन हुआ उसका इम्पैक्ट तो बहुत अच्छा पड़ा समाज में, औरतों में बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट पड़ा। जिस घर में हमेशा क्लैश होता था वो क्लैश बंद हो गया। लेकिन कुछ लोग ऐसे भी हैं जो लोग चोरी छुपे आके बेच रहे हैं, पी रहे हैं, लेकिन जब सरकार की निगाहों में पड़ता है तो जाहिर सी बात है उसको पकड़ के बंद किया जाता है। अब ये कानून बनाना मेरा काम, इंप्लीमेंट करना मेरा काम, लेकिन मैं कहता हूं उसके साथ साथ, कानून के साथ साथ हम सबकी सामाजिक चेतना की आवश्यकता है। अगर ये समाज के लिए बुराई है, नीतीश कुमार ने दहेज प्रथा के लिए आवाज उठाई, शराबबंदी की बात उन्होंने की, तो इससे बहुत सारे काम उन्होंने किया, चाहे बहुत सारे ऐसे समाज में समाज के उत्थान के लिए काम किया। तो मैं समझता हूं कि सिर्फ पॉर्न से ही ये रेप की घटनाएं जो हो रही वो बंद नहीं हुआ, लेकिन एक कारण जरूर है, इसका इम्पैक्ट पड़ सकता है, ये उनकी सोच है। मैं समझता हूं कि हम सबको मिलके इसका सोल्यूशन निकालना चाहिए, ताकि जिस तरह देश में बिहार ही नहीं हर स्टेट में इस तरह की घटनाएं हो रही है, औरतें और बच्चियां जो आज जो
if that was the case, शायद आपको अपना law and order और ठीक कराना चाहिए. You should be telling the police force to strengthen up. Why is there no seriousness when it comes to that?
मैं मानता हूं,
आप ये बस नहीं, even on the 6th of December,
सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है
even on the 6th of December, Nitish Kumar commented about the
हमारी जिम्मेदारी है लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को मेंटेन करना।
जी बिल्कुल, Nitish Kumar even on the 6th of December said this कि ill effects of social media, ill effects of technology, अपने बारे में, अपने स्टेट के बारे में कुछ नहीं कहा, मेंटालिटी के बारे में कुछ नहीं कहा, जो पुलिस फोर्सेस है उनके बारे में कुछ नहीं कहा। Why isn't that also being addressed? Why aren't you looking at all the films that come out of Bihar?
देखिए पुलिस, मैं देखिए ये सवाल जो आपकी जो घटना घटी है दिल्ली में भी, जो घटना घटी है, फिर उसके बाद जो 3 बर्निंग इशू रहा रेप पे, आप चाहे वो दिल्ली का वाकया हो या फिर आप उन्नाव का वाकया हो या फिर अभी हाल ही में जो बच्चियां जलाई गई मुजफ्फरपुर की, आज उसका देहांत हो गया, तो जाहिर सी बात है कि जो सामने नजर आ रहा है उस पर सोचना चाहिए हमको। नीतीश कुमार जी उनके पास एक विजन है, विजन के तहत उन्हें काम किया। आज एक यकीन मानिए, शराबबंदी की वजह से क्राइम का रेशियो घटा है। आप एनसीआरबी के डेटा उठा के देखिए, रोड पे जितना बदतमीजियां होती थी बिहार में कम है। आप सड़क पर एक्सीडेंट जो है वो इसमें कमी आई है। तो ठीक है, मैं मानता हूं कि और पुलिस को और सुदृढ़ करने के लिए कोशिश करना हमारा कर्तव्य है। केंद्र सरकार का भी, बिहार सरकार भी, हर राज्यों का कर्तव्य बनता है कि पुलिस को सुदृढ़ किया जाए, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को और मजबूत करने की आवश्यकता है। तो घटना नहीं है, लेकिन हर आदमी के ऊपर एक पुलिस को बैठाना नहीं जा सकता है। हमको अपने भी दामन में झांकना पड़ेगा। अवाम की भी जिम्मेदारी है कि इसको कैसे सुधारा जाए। और ये चेतना, सामाजिक चेतना, मैं समझता हूँ, बार बार मैं कह रहा हूँ कि सामाजिक चेतना जरूरी है।
सुदेन सैयद जी मेरे स्क्रीन पे एक सेकंड,
पेरेंट्स की जिम्मेदारी है अपने बच्चों की।
कैन आई जस्ट सी द नंबर्स ऑन द स्क्रीन अगेन? आप crime against women all India cases that are pending, please have a look at the numbers. आपके स्क्रीन पे भी होगा। conviction rate is 24.6. This is extremely dismal. आपको नहीं लगता कि आपकी सरकार should be focusing on doing that, on looking at the pending cases as opposed to saying कि नहीं blanket ban करवा दो pornography पे? Now I'm not saying कि नहीं that this is bad. This is bad. It does have a psychological effect. I'm saying that is this the solution? क्या आपको दूसरी चीज पे भी फोकस करना चाहिए?
आप ये मानने को तैयार है कि एक अच्छी नहीं, मैं बिल्कुल करना चाहिए, करते भी है, लेकिन आज ये मानने के लिए तैयार, चर्चा का विषय आप टीवी चैनल पे बैठ के इस पे तस्करा कर रहे हैं, यही मेरी उपलब्धि है कि आज टीवी चैनल पे नीतीश कुमार जी के बयान पे, चिट्ठी पे आप चर्चा कर रही हैं और देश सुन रहा है आपको। एक नेशनल चैनल हिंदुस्तान का सुन रहा है आपको। इसका मतलब ये कि एक अच्छा कदम है, ठीक है, और जो कमियां हैं या उस पर और फोकस करना चाहिए, जो त्रुटियां हैं उसको दूर करना चाहिए। इसको और व्यापक स्तर पर कैसे कंट्रोल किया जाए, ये इसका एक सलाह मशवरा, एक एडवाइस होना चाहिए, मैं इसको मान रहा हूं। लेकिन आप ये केसेस की बात आप कर रही हैं, इस तरह घटनाओं के लिए मैं बारहा मैंने कहा, आपके चैनल पे, हर चैनल पे कहा कि रेप के मामले पे स्पीडी ट्रायल बना के फौरन उसका जजमेंट हो।
नहीं, मैं नहीं कह सकती, बिहार के बारे में नहीं कह सकती। 95 आई एम सॉरी नहीं कह सकती, क्योंकि 95.5% जो केसेस है बिहार में, एंड दिस इज जस्ट फ्रॉम 2017, बचे हैं आपके स्टेट में। आपका कन्विक्शन रेट इज 18.4, दैट इज इवन लोअर देन व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द रेस्ट ऑफ द कंट्री। That is even lower than what's happening in the rest of.
इसी टॉपिक पे,
okay, Dr. Harish Shetty, if in fact there was to be some kind of regulation of these kind of sites, tell me, would it really make a difference? Would it actually make a difference to how a mind is shaped, or how likely or more likely a person is to commit crime after watching pornography?
There's no clear-cut evidence that if this is regulated, rapes will go down. But what is very important is in younger minds, I would say under 16, this regulation is absolutely essential because it causes a lot of complications. It can cause depression, it can cause violence, it can cause molestation. And I think there I think we need to really look at what we can do. But overall, if you see, unless the social order changes, unless people get connected to each other, unless we reconnect as communities in mohallas, in railway trains, in offices, in housing complexes, in schools, colleges, and on the roads, nothing is going to happen. What is very important is our society needs to get reconnected. Number one, boys have to be trained to see that they respect women, but at the same time, they also involve themselves and not only take video photographs when an event is happening. It is not only about rape, it concerns violence as a whole. If we make the Indians proactive to intervene and save people when there's violence, I think a lot can be done. I still remember this incident 20 years back when a Reserve Bank employee was burnt alive in the afternoon at a bus stop when a man just poured kerosene and burnt him alive. What is important, this bystander effect, where people believe that अपने को कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे, and the middle class and the upper class and the low class families tell all the children सीधे जाके सीधे आओ, किसी के लफड़े में मत गिरो. I think that needs to be broken. Unless we tell children or our teenagers that you need to intervene, you need to do something active, don't be a passive bystander. I think that is the core to prevent violence, rape and suicide, because all three are connected.
Do you agree with that, Anuja? She's been waiting very patiently to weigh in on that. Anuja, do you agree with what Mr. Shetty is saying?
I would like to add on some things. First of all, this was a political stunt by Nitish Kumar. So this was just one thing. This is a political stunt. There is no political will which they want to really pull down the crime on women. So I'll tell you this. This is something which is only a political stunt. Secondly, if you're talking about the children, sir, allow me to speak, please. Sir, allow me to speak, please. This is not a show where you can speak and I can't speak. This is what I said. Sir, आप political stunt को करना बंद कीजिए. आप पॉलिटिकल स्टंट को करना बंद कीजिए, हमें बात करने दीजिए. सर, ये पॉलिटिकल स्टंट है आप लोगों का. सर, पब्लिसिटी गेन करते हैं आप. सर, ये पब्लिसिटी भी गेन कर रहे हैं. मुझे बात करने दीजिए प्लीज. सर, आप थोड़ा बर्दाश्त कीजिए.
साहिद जी प्लीज.
सर, आप एज अ वुमेन मुझे पैनल पे ही बर्दाश्त नहीं कर पा रहे हैं.
साहिद जी प्लीज, अनुजा जी को बोलने दीजिए प्लीज.
नहीं कर पा रहे हैं सर, आप मेरी इज्जत क्या करेंगे?
नो, आई एम सॉरी साहिद जी, सॉरी.
आप मेरी इज्जत नहीं कर पा रहे सर.
साहिद जी प्लीज,
आप मेरी इज्जत तो कीजिए.
अनुजा प्लीज फिनिश, गो अहेड.
सर, आपने तो इज्जत ही नहीं कर रहे मेरी. आप क्या पॉन की बात कर रहे हैं? सर, आप इज्जत कीजिएगा मेरी ना. मैं पैनल पे बैठी हूँ, मेरी इज्जत कीजिए थोड़ी. Second thing which I'm talking about is that we need to actually give a sex education, because what children, they go and see in porn is what is sex. They don't know because it's still a taboo. So what we need to do is we have to educate our teenagers, our children who are coming to an adolescence, so that they understand sex. And this is a very little knowledge and a very extreme knowledge, because this comes like a bombardment on you, and then they want to gratify it in the
all right. So I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. Supreet, closing comments. Supreet, I'm running out of time completely. Really quickly, in just a couple of seconds, as a woman, if I were to tell
I just want to say, I've heard everyone. I think,
as a woman, if I were to tell you that, okay, the state government today is going to be banning pornography, as a woman, do you feel safer that crimes would be committed against you any lesser?
Not at all. Not at all. I think I want to make this point, Sanjana. I think everyone said a lot of relevant things. We all agree that sex education is very important. You can regulate things, you can ban things, but you think you can stop progress in technology? These kids who are curious, these men who are curious, people who are curious, they'll navigate the virtual world. They'll find out what they want to find out. So that is not the answer at all. I think education is something which is all we should move towards. And is Nitish Kumar's government ready to put in sex education in the schools? Please ask them. I think that is the solution.
That is a pertinent
society
question.
Needs to be more gender equal and sensitive.
Absolutely, and perhaps all state governments need to actually look at that before they take these knee-jerk reactions, because in 2015 the Supreme Court themselves said, if someone approached them and said, look, I'm an adult, how can you stop me from watching pornography within the four walls of my room? It is a violation of Article 21 of the Constitution. So while be as it may that pornography may have some psychological impact, it may be responsible for shaping some mindset, it cannot necessarily be paralleled with crime. And if it is going to be, perhaps the other more visible reasons for crime against women should also be tackled. Thank you so much to my panel for joining us this evening.